Ideas are the number one thing. And if you have if you have the first idea, that's the most critical one. And then I say it's like bait in fishing. That idea will, if you focus on it, it'll draw other ideas in. But you don't know, like fishing, you have to have patience. You don't know how long it'll take, but if you keep focusing on it and wiggle the line a little bit, it'll bring them in.
Ideas are the fingerprints of our species. They are the only evidence that we are more than instinct, more than teeth and hunger. They gave us fire, mathematics, poetry, movies, and much more. Yet they can outlast empires, outlive their creators by centuries, even survive whole civilizations. An idea is more permanent than stone. It is more enduring than anything. Ideas are the closest thing we have to immortality. But like everything we make, ideas have endings too. Because one day, the clock slowly stops ticking, and all humanity dies. Maybe through an atomic winter, a chain of fire we set ourselves. Maybe through a virus, silent and patient, erasing us room by room. Maybe through hunger, when the soil no longer gives. Or maybe not with violence at all, but simply with time. One day humanity will think its last thought, and the last idea gets created. For as long as we've existed, our survival has depended on them. The idea of the spear, the idea of the wheel, the idea of planting seeds in the ground, or the idea of the air fryer. But beyond survival, ideas gave us beauty. They gave us poetry, music, philosophy. Ideas that serve no purpose except to remind us that we are more than survival. We built entire worlds out of ideas. Every country runs on a system that was once just an idea. Take capitalism or communism. And yet there will be a last one. One final spark. One thought that flickers. And after it, nothing more. It might happen in silence, inside the mind of the last human alive. It might be written down or spoken aloud. Or maybe it will vanish the instant it's thought, leaving no trace at all. The last idea, the end of all thinking. Picture the scene. It is thousands of years from now. Earth is not silent yet, but breathing through its last straw. Populations have dwindled. The great inventions of civilization have come down into small, scattered fires. In a forgotten city, where towers are empty and streets are cracked with weeds, one human sits at a table in the half-light of a dying generator. Around them lie the remains of centuries, books, devices, objects no longer meaningful to anyone. And in the dim light, they are writing. This may be the last person capable of forming a new idea. The species has shrunk, memory is fractured, and yet, with failing hands, they are putting something into words. The last thought of the last mind. The last idea may not be beautiful. It may be practical, ordinary. A note about how to clean water, a sketch of a shelter, a reminder to boil before drinking. But maybe it isn't an instruction. Imagine if that last mind, knowing there may be no one else to read their words, decides not to write instructions, but to write something entirely else. Because the last idea, whatever it is, will be a mirror. It'll reflect what we valued most in the end. If it is a calculation, it maybe shows we prized knowledge. If it is a prayer, it shows we prized faith. If it is a romantic poem, it shows we prized love. And if it is silence, if no last idea is recorded at all, then perhaps it means we prized nothing enough to carry forward. The last idea is less about the future than about us, about who we were all along. It may travel outward, a radio transmission drifting through the void, never intercepted, never understood, and become the wow signal somewhere else. It may lie buried in dust, waiting for a species that never arrives. The last idea may only exist for itself. So when we think about the last idea, we are really thinking about ourselves. What will we do with the time we have? What do we choose to write, to remember, to leave behind? The last idea is already being shaped now. The last thought will not be formed in the last seconds of the last human living. The last thought is already being formed now. We are already creating the last thought. And the eeriest part of all of this, you could be the one who thinks it. The final spark, the last flicker of human thought. You could watch this video and have thoughts while watching it, and the next second, an atomic war breaks out and wipes all of humanity, and you will be the last person to form a thought. Just silence. And the silence will say everything.